Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Assembly. It is the final assembly of term 1, and it is a special assembly today because the focus for assembly is harvest. It's our harvest assembly. Take a look at this picture, boys and girls. It is a picture of what seems like a muddy field. On the surface, there is absolutely nothing to see, but underneath the surface, magical things are happening. Seeds have been planting, the seeds are germinating, and they are growing and flourishing into the most beautiful plants. Look at these beautiful sunflowers, boys and girls. Big, beautiful, bold, bright flowers which started their life as a tiny little seed beneath the surface of the ground and have grown and have flourished into the most beautiful living thing. This is a sunflower seed. This is how the sunflower's life began. It began from a tiny little seed, and it grew and it flourished into something absolutely incredible. Each one of these little seeds has the most amazing potential to grow and transform and flourish, just like every single one of you has amazing potential stored inside of you to grow and flourish and become absolutely incredible. So as I have said, today is our harvest assembly. And for me, harvest really has two meanings. The first thing is harvest is about being thankful for all of the food that grows on the land. So harvest time is about giving thanks. And the second thing for me that harvest is all about is harvest is all about sharing things with others. So harvest is about being thankful and it's about sharing with others. And today I'm going to tell you a story all about sharing with others, and that will help us to realise just how important that is in our school, in our community and in the whole wide world. And that story is called Stone Soup. So once upon a time in a far off land there was a village. Now there was a famine in the village. Do you know what that means? That means there was no food. The people there had very, very little to eat. They didn't have much food hidden away. They didn't have much food at all to last them over the winter. This made the people feel really, really sad and really, really worried. Now, one day a travelling soldier came into the village. And he was looking for somewhere to sleep, and he was looking for something to eat. And one by one, the villagers came out of their house and they said to him, "There's no food here. We're in the middle of a famine. There's no food to eat here." The soldier took a stone out of his bag and he said, "That's okay. I am going to make some soup using my very special magic stone." So he took his stone out of his bag and he also took a pot and a ladle out of his bag too. He put the stone inside the pot. He lit the fire and he added in some water. And he said, "I am making the most delicious stone soup. Oh, it's just absolutely lovely." And he stirred it, and he stirred it, and he stirred it round and round and round. The villagers were really intrigued and interested in this magic stone and the stone food. The soldier said, "This stone soup is smelling delicious, but I could think of something that would make it taste even better. It would taste even better if it had some carrots in it." And one of the villagers said, "I've got a carrot in my house. I'm going to bring the carrot and you can add it into the soup." So the villager came out with his carrot and the soldier added the carrot into the stone soup and he gave it a stir round. "Oh, this soup is looking really delicious," said the soldier, "but I know what would make it even tastier. It would be even better if I had some onions for the soup." One of the other villagers said, "I've got an onion in my garden. I'm going to go get it for you." So he did. He went back to his house and he brought the onion. And the soldier put it inside the pot with the stone and the carrot into the delicious soup. "Oh, this stone soup is looking lovely now," said the soldier, "but I know what would make it even better if it had some stock in it." So one of the other villagers said, "I've got some stock in my house. I'm going to go get it and we'll put it into the soup." So the villager went into his house, he picked up the stock cube, he gave it to the soldier and popped that in with the stone soup. The soldier gave it a big stir around and he said, "Oh, this is smelling absolutely delicious now with the carrots and the stone and the stock and the onion." The soldier said, "There's one last thing that I think would make the soup taste even better, and that's a little bit of spinach." So one of the other villagers said, "I've got some spinach growing in my garden. I'll go and grab you a bunch to put into the soup with the magic stone and the carrot and the onions and the stock." And he did that, and he came back with a handful of spinach which he had pulled from his garden. The hungry soldier popped the spinach into the pot with the magic stone, the carrot, the onion and the stock, and very, very soon the soup was bubbling hot and the smell was absolutely delicious. The villagers' tummies were starting to rumble. They were really, really hungry, and that stone soup just smelt so good. After a short while, the soup was ready, and all of the villagers were able to have a bowl of stone soup. Every single person sat down together and enjoyed a delicious, steaming, hot bowl of soup. Now, this wouldn't have been possible if they hadn't shared out what they had. And by everybody bringing what they had and sharing it together, they were able to enjoy something really special. And that is the moral of this story. As you know, this is our last assembly for a couple of weeks, and that is because we are all going off on a 2-week holiday, a very well-deserved holiday, I have to say as well. I know that everybody is deserving of a really, really good holiday. And because we're thinking about harvest, and because it's going to be a wee while till I see you again, I'm going to try a little bit of an experiment linked to growing. Now, I saw on the internet that it is possible to regrow vegetables from the cutting of a vegetable. So the sunflowers that we saw earlier on in assembly grow from a seed. But I have heard that I can actually regrow vegetables from cuttings from the vegetable, which to me just seems absolutely incredible. I can't get my head around that, but apparently it is correct. So in order to find out if that is indeed going to happen, that's what I'm going to do. I've taken the top of the carrot, and you can see, look, there's just a little small bit on there, okay? And I'm going to pop this into a glass so it's almost covered with water, not quite. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this over the next couple of weeks when we're all at home and we're not at school, and I'm going to see if new roots and leaves start to grow. I'm going to check in regularly over the holidays, and I'm going to take some pictures so you can see how it grew, or if it grew, and I'm going to share that with you when we come back. This is a really easy thing to do, and there's lots of different vegetables that you can do it with. Apparently it works with celery, it works with spring onions. Maybe you could give this a go as well and see if over the 2 weeks holiday you can manage to grow some new roots. And thank you so much to all of you who brought in a very kind donation to our harvest table. You'll have noticed that the tables are empty now, and that is because Mrs. Grant from Marrows Academy has been to school and she's picked up all of your donations and she's taken them down to the larder. And down there she is going to make them into meal bags and hand them out to lots of different people in our community. And I'd like to say thank you very much to the Primary 7s who designed special pictures to go inside these meal bags. That's a really nice addition to the meal bag, so thank you very much to you guys for doing that. These bags are going to make a really big difference and are going to put smiles on people's faces, and it's a really great way for us to help our community and for us to share, because of course that is what harvest is all about. Boys and girls, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant holiday. You have worked so hard and I am so proud of each and every one of you. It's been a brilliant first term and I can't wait to see you back ready for term 2. We're going to finish assembly today with the world's best harvest song, in my opinion, and it's Cauliflowers Are Fluffy. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!
Cauliflowers fluffy and cabbages green, strawberries sweeter than any I've seen, beetroots purple and onions white, all grow steadily day and night. The apples are ripe and the plums are red, the broad beans are sleeping in the blankety bed. Blackberries are juicy and blue,